What's up? What's up? You are watching Real Talk TV. Uh, I'm doing another live in a little while about some changes to the channel. I did like a a live. I mean a video. I kind of talk about it a little bit before. But I'm gonna remind you guys and to my new followers or subscribers rather, and about some changes that I'm making to the channel. Let's see. Uppity Negro, what is up, mamas? What's up? What's up? Um, so we have to, I don't know how we're gonna recreate that amazing conversation, but we have to have another conversation like the one we had the other night. Um, or even if it's like a different topic, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I really need you to I don't know. You are amazing. I love talking with you and hearing your point of view. But how are you tonight? Please, if you are watching this live, type in the chat how you doing tonight. How was your day? As we get ready for people to come in. Uh, how was your day, Uppity? I know we can't. I know. Um, we can try. I mean, I feel like even if it's a different topic, I'll come back to the one we had before about creation and um I don't know, like just identity, where we come from. We can always have that conversation again. Will it be the same? No, I get it. But we can, have that discussion again. Let me say that. Um, okay. I'm doing good. You see what my topic is about today or tonight? It's going to be brief because I do have a meeting with my editor tonight. But I wanted to, kind of like express myself and talk about um, some things and why I support the channel holder, the T, as opposed to other channel holders. I'm gonna talk about what channel holders I do support or and I am subscribed to or I watch. So let me see. Okay. I can start now. It's close enough to 10 o'clock. You said I seem interesting coming from you. You seem interesting coming from me? What you mean, Uppity? Anyway, I'm gonna be reading through the comments like I always do. Remember to hit the like, subscribe to my channel. Um, yeah, feel free to uh, talk in the chat. You can put whatever your heart's desire, as long as it is respectful and something that's not gonna get my channel flagged. But anyway, so this is about my appreciation because I feel like us as channel holders, we don't appreciate each other enough. When we get to a certain, level or whatever. So like we all know that, or we should know if we've been watching my videos, that I was not always a channel holder. I didn't start my YouTube channel on purpose, kind of like I was thinking about it. It was for another purpose. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the leap and I'm going to cover this channel because I'm going to cover this situation because I don't like the way other channel holders are covering it. And there were quite a few people that I just did not like. Number one, how they were approaching covering this particular sector, such as the conscious community, particularly when it came to Carbonnation and its leader, Eligio Bishop. And I'm a firm believer in, if you don't like something, don't complain about it. Fix it. Do it yourself. If you think you can do it better, do it yourself. But there is one channel holder that I have to give props to, and I like to give props to. Uh, Other than obviously Peanut Nola is one that I really just admire. Um, um, Dice TV breaks down all aspects of this sector very well, and other sectors as well. But particularly, I'm focused on this one. Breaks everything down. Nature Boy isn't a part of the conscious community, never was. Okay, Uppity, he is not, but somehow he was able to infiltrate the conscious community. So that kind of makes him a part of it. Only because he used, this movement to panhandle and manipulate and pimp and all these other things, right? He used the conscious community, so therefore he is a part of it for the time being. Um, and because his victims, or his followers, a lot of his followers were a part of the conscious community. And so yeah, that's why I say that. But anyway, um, so I mess with Dice. I mess with Pinanola. I really enjoy Stinson has the soup, I think her name is. Um there were like two or three more people that I really, Jazzy before all the drama. And let me see, I'm missing someone. Fundi, I really used to enjoy her before the drama. Who else? I really like Tony's breakdowns, and Sweet, no, is it Sweet Ma? I think her name is Sweet Ma. And Sweet Ma, she used to go in. And I like her interviews. However, the person, I think the channel holder that has been consistent, like, we get exhausted when we talk about nature, but even me, when our approach is exhausting, because you want to reach out to the family, or you want to report, or you are analyzing what is happening, discussing what's going on with your audience, and it can be exhausting. And I think for me, what the T does is gives us the raw. And some people say, well, she's not a content creator. The channel's not a content creator. It just regurgitates what is happening. And I think that is probably why I enjoy it so much, because you get a sense of, like, we try and stay neutral, or some people try and stay neutral. They say that's the only way to report, is to be neutral, or to be unbiased, but it's impossible, literally impossible, as we are humans. And I think the T shows us how she feels based on her intro and outros, the clips she uses, and but also gives us exactly what it is that we're asking for, and that is the information, the video, what is being said, the content, nothing more but the content. um let's see. Uppity says, through Sonetta, him and Young Pharaoh use Sonetta. Sonetta is another fake, but don't let me stop you, sis. I'm looking forward to your thoughts. Okay, and so that's what I wanted to talk about, because the T did an interview with Young Pharaoh. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the part I did watch, I felt that T did a really good job. A really good job. Interviewing Young Pharaoh. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, for the people who watched it. But I don't know if Nature Boy was brought up, Eligio Bishop was brought up. But remember when young Pharaoh was covering him, and I know a lot of people really admire him. A lot of people look up to him as a content creator, as a member of the conscious community. I wouldn't go so far as to say leader, but very influential, right? But something he had in common, with another current channel holder who's been reporting, quote unquote, "Hey Ivy, what is up, mamas? Oh, it's good to see you, or see you in the chat." Another content creator that is current. They have in common the same as I think Jazzy ended up getting into, and who else? I wanted to say somebody else. Okay, that's the people I can think of right now. But they got oh man, I forgot her name, but I think she's from New York or something. What they all got caught up into is feeling like they are they get a couple of interviews, they have a conversation with Nature Boy himself, and it almost feels like starstruck. They get starstruck. They fall in love with the idea that they have an exclusive interview with someone, or there's some kind of relationship building that only they have access to, that only they can do this, only they can do that, only they provide the information, and then again it's all this messiness, right? And they become just as obsessed as the followers, as the members. They become just as obsessed. And I've seen detectives, sometimes detectives have to become obsessed with the person that they are trying to catch and gather information and gather evidence, right? But this is something different. This is something different. Nobody is the detective, and we I think they're overextending themselves. And I'm watching as I see the tea and what she posts, how she posts, the conversation she has, and I'm realizing she has been consistent in her emotions this entire journey. And that is why I enjoy watching the tea and why I'm a supporter of the tea. I haven't seen yet or heard yet her thirst over being able to have an interview with Eligio Bishop. Not once. I cannot say that for literally any other channel holder. Any other channel holder. Even young Pharaoh himself started getting caught up. I mean, now not, because he's, I guess, much larger, a much larger content creator. And in his other, career, he got other things going on now. But at one point, he even, was trying to catch those so-called exclusive, exposing Nature Boy, but ended up exposing the victims of Nature Boy, such as his baby mom, Maisha, and other people who left Carbonnation. And in trying to, humiliate Nature Boy, ended up exposing and humiliating and even putting them in danger, the ex-members and close relatives and whomever else, just to get a story, just to get a little bit of a one-up. And I think that's toxic and wrong. And I have yet to see the tea do that. Now, many people can say, oh, the tea is, oh, Tuesday, what's up? Everybody give each other shout outs, please. This is a family, YouTube family, I know, but we are a community. Um, what's up, Emil? Oh, I'm missing people. I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking at my phone. And Sonetta, even Sonetta sold out on for a moment. Sonetta sold out on us. If you remember, he's the one who put Nature Boy on the map. Him and Young Pharaoh together. And they didn't know what they were creating, obviously. But instead of nipping it in the bud, every time him and his antics would get on their channel or on the radio station, on Sonetta's channel or station, they got more notoriety, or they got more a larger audience that night for the interview, whatever it was. And so they fed this who would become a whatever you want to call it, a sensation himself. They fed what we have now. They fed it like that plant off of what was that plant? And he'd be like, "Feed me, Seymour." And he'd get bigger and bigger and bigger, and he wanted people. You know, he had to eat people. Oh my gosh, he had to eat human beings. He needed blood, and it just was a small little plant at first. Remember, I think it was like somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put Sonetta is definitely a sellout, uppity. Somebody put the name of that movie in the chat. Where it was like this little shop of horrors or something like that. Let's see. Uppity says Saab was well established before Pharaoh, but he deserved it. Both of them self-destruct. Yes. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And they created this little demon thing running around and didn't know how to stop it. And didn't know how to stop it because they had fed it so much. Because they were so thirsty for that interview. So thirsty for the interview and the humiliation. Young Pharaoh, every time he argued with Nature Boy, every time he get him on, he felt good. You know, I won up on him. We're gonna have a conversation about those STDs that he has, and I'm gonna prove that he has STDs. And the more he did these interviews, the more people he exposed to Nature Boy. And that's how Nature Boy got his followers. And that's why Nature Boy believes all press is good press. Had they not fed him, and he would go on channels. He would go on channels, specifically the people who spoke against him, so that he can reach audiences that didn't know about him. That sounds bizarre, but it's the truth. And so he can say one thing, right? In those forums, he can say whatever he wants because nobody has seen him in action. You got to look for those things. And without the tea, we wouldn't have been able to find them. All we would have heard is the debates, the arguments, the people like me who only talk about these situations. There was no permanent, consistent documentation of these actions. So no matter how you feel about the tea, the creator of the tea, you have to give credit where credit is due. There was a topic that I disagree with the tea on. And I, asked if she could come up and we can have a discussion about it. I'm a little channel holder, and this before I had even close to 1,000 subscribers. Please like and subscribe, y'all. I am about 100 and some change, about 106 subbies away from 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel and encourage other people to subscribe. Anyway, she came up on my platform my little nothing platform, you guys, and we had a conversation and we had a dialogue. She didn't think she was above me to the point where, because she has, I think, over 20,000 subscribers. And she didn't think that she was above me enough not to have the conversation, not to have that build. But I've reached out to people like, what is his name? World News. To when he claimed he was trying to, take Nature Boy down and stop him, I reached out in many different ways, trying to, add what I could to the effort. Didn't even get a reply. Didn't even get a reply of my message. That's how you know who's in it for what purpose. Are you just doing this chasing the story for the storyline? Or are you really seeking to inform and educate? Emil says, and I'm really far behind, but I'm going to try and get through these. Emil says, oh yeah, Sinetta was talking a bunch of nonsense that the ancient Egyptians were atheists. Oh, Lord. We all know that's far from it. I remember that movie. Oh, the little shop of horrors. That's what it was called. Little Shop of Horrors. And he just kept feeding them and feeding them. That's what we're doing, you guys. That's what we're doing. We're feeding him. The ones who thirst over in an interview, who hop to eat everywhere he goes. They were chasing him so that we can have some content to talk about. I'd be damned if I get Bigo, and I'd be damned if I get Talkie or Malky or whatever the other channels is called. The platforms are called. Welcome, Jay. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the conversation or the my very long-winded monologue. Um, this is a rant, if you will. I don't support Young Pharaoh, but he was on one of the first to really put a lot of the receipts that people quote about Nature Boy now out there. You are correct. You are 100% correct. That's commendable if it stopped even one naive person from going to Carbonnation. You're correct. He did a lot. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He had the receipts. He called them out on things. He pulled it up in front of them. Yes. But in my opinion, he ended up being just as narcissistic. Just as narcissistic. It's almost like, I don't know if their true selves come out or if they begin to adopt certain behaviors and thought patterns because they become so involved. I don't know. Uppity says, I'm born and raised in Harlem. My dad was friends with Sa. He never allowed me to go to Sa's so-called lectures, though he admitted most of the men who follow Sa are vultures of the community. They are. They are vultures of your pockets as well as vultures of women's wombs. We have to realize that the only reason that the Sonettas of the world exist, the Nature Boys of the world exist, the Yakin, who we don't see, we don't hear about him, but he's there. What's the other one name? Oh my goodness, what is his name? Brother Polite. The Brother Polites exist is because we thirst over some super dominant black male savior. I don't know why. I really just don't know why. And I'm not saying this because I'm a woman. I'm not saying this because I'm a woman. But the truth of the matter is, and this is, even men say this, that women if a man may give a woman something, but a woman fosters it, makes it better, right? Um, you give a woman a child, and they'll and they'll create a community or a family. Give a woman a house and they'll create a home, right? That's the saying that we hear all the time. Give a woman, I don't know, anything, a seed, and she'll make it grow. Anything. So why don't we apply? Because they say women are the educators of the community. If we're the educators, why aren't we the Sinettas? Why don't we have these major platforms? Why don't we have these major followers like Nature Boy? Why don't we have the support like TKO? This man teaches how to pimp. This man teaches people how to pimp. Think about that for a second. He's so-called teaching you the game. The problem is we are feeding the wrong energy. And for some reason, women are contributing to this. Channel holders like the tea don't do nothing but give us knowledge. Nothing but give us knowledge. There's no arrogancy in it. I just told y'all, little nothing me got to have a conversation and really talk about our differences, what it is that we, why we see things differently when it comes to certain members who have left. And we were able to have a serious discussion about it without calling each other names, screaming at the top of our lungs, swinging our big, what's around. And we came up and we understood each other. There was some commonality to what it is that was going on. And I have to say, one of my very loyal subscribers, sees things differently when it comes to the tea. But she gave the tea we so inherently have a sister bond. And she made sure that whatever I feel, I'm not going to speak on it, because we had a very negative energy who came up to the panel. Only a woman has that amount of strength, y'all. Why are we following these men? Why are we letting, men channel holders literally control us? Create whole new cults. This is bizarre. This is bizarre. There were a lot of people, what is his name? ZX. There were a lot of people who were on his bandwagon the moment he stepped on the scene. But we have to remember, ZX supported Nature Boy at one point. How I know? Because it was on the tea, y'all. He was going to give Nature Boy $40,000 or $50,000 to buy land. And mind you, Nature Boy was still doing what he does now. But he was going to give him some money to buy land until Nature Boy crossed him. Till Nature Boy got nasty with him. But most women, that's not how we work. We don't say the only way we're going to deal with this situation is if it affects us. No. Want to know why? Because we inherently are meant to care for and about the community overall. That's what we're here for. To heal, to educate, to grow, to build. So why do we keep letting males dominate the knowledge, the so-called knowledge that we ourselves know, that we can teach, that we can share? Put your comments and your thoughts in the comment section. I'm about to start reading again. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start Tuesday says, oh, this is for Smith. That put a bad taste in my mouth. Velvet is a female nature boy, and her followers give her so much leeway. She shouldn't have let no man teach her how to be a woman. That's insane. We can't teach young boys how to be men. So he ain't do nothing but teach her how to be a man. Think about that. If Velvet is a female nature boy, that means he taught her how to think like a man or a messed up little boy in a man's body. Uppity says, my problem with the T is she claimed psych, but she was a follower of World News and a current follower of Young Pharaoh. You don't get no more pseudo than that. Uppity, I used to support World News too. Before I found out who he was, before his true colors came out. I didn't, when I first came onto the scene, I praised World News for doing what he did until I realized his intent. Tuesday, that's my girl. She says facts. Jay says that Young Pharaoh interview was a promo tour stop, not an interview. Uppity Negro Goddess. Oh, you think so, Jay? Oh, you got it. You listen. Y'all about to make me open this panel. And I only got about a half an hour. I have a meeting with my editor for my book. I'm getting ready to do a digital version. I forget what it's called, but a digital version. And I'm doing an audio version, you guys. So Ivy, you gotta link up with me. I might need your voice. So if anybody's interested and would like to, record their voice for some of the characters, don't follow nobody, follow God in you. That's right, Uppity. That's right. Ivy says yes. All facts. And she says, Uppity, she's feeling that statement. I'm late. I know y'all. I'm late reading these comments. I'm sure y'all done read them already. I didn't even watch. I learned on this channel she was a former World News groupie. That let me see. That with her becoming a Velvet groupie, seal her fate for me. But if real like her, I guess. But that's the thing. I don't expect my subscribers to like who and what I like. I don't expect my subscribers to think the way I think. Y'all got to get 15 steps. It's not about having the same mind. Nature Boy talks about having one mind, one self, all that crazy stuff. No, that's not how you become more worldly. That's not how you grow. That's not how you gain wisdom. Hell no. How you gain wisdom is accepting and understanding that everybody is not going to think the same. How we can deal with each other and still get along with one another and still build with one another, even through our differences. That's how you gain wisdom. Not forcing somebody to conform to your thought pattern. That's insane. Jay says, I remember a comment in T's chat said you weren't a spiritual person if you didn't support Star. Then, oops, what happened? You weren't a spiritual person if you didn't support Star. Then that mess with Ryan happened and it was crickets. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Type in the chat. Type 1 in the chat if you knew Ryan was no bueno, but you were just waiting and watching. Okay, everybody's talking to each other. Tuesday says she still listens to World. And that's okay. That's all right. Uppity Negro says, "Thanks, ladies, but I'm be quiet because I don't want to get nobody in trouble." Uppity, we know you can't stay quiet, and we don't want you to. Jay, I do think that she gave him the sympathetic angle and didn't mention any of his controversies and scandals. Journalism should be unbiased. Jay, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna be honest. Journalism is not unbiased. It's not. It's not. Even the story you choose to tell, has a is through bias, right? Which story is more important than the other? That's a bias. Which depending, which one am I going to cover? Which one gets, told a certain way and all this, whatever. But I get what you're saying. It should be as close to unbiased as possible, right? And I think sometimes taking an angle of understanding helps you. In that case, see, because I have an issue with Young Pharaoh. In that case, and then when she did the interview with Velvet, oh gosh, that one to me was disturbing, the Velvet one. But Young Pharaoh sometimes taking the angle, you know, of understanding of kind of understanding and listening to, and not necessarily supporting everything that the person says, but allowing them to speak, allowing them to tell whatever it is that they have to tell. Because he did provide, like someone else said, a lot to this sector, this creepy little sector, and exposing and building those receipts. I would have. There are a lot of controversies with him. There was an interview that I watched him do. I can't remember what where I saw it. I know it didn't have anything to do with, Nature Boy or nothing like that. It was an LGBT channel. I think it was an LGBT YouTube channel. And his views on homosexuality really, let me say his response when it was time to get his views on homosexuality was very disturbing to me. It was so bad that he almost got into a fight with one of the hosts. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. If you can't control yourself that much when people disagree with you, then how the heck how are you going to get far enough to have those real interviews? And so, I feel like sometimes, I don't know if this is how she did it or if she just really supports him, but sometimes you have to interview a person with understanding, or at least allowing them to express themselves and kind of like, buttering them up a little. Ivy, dang on well, Uppity Negro cannot stay quiet. Okay. And that is what makes her so special. Jay says, I agree with that. I can understand hopping on hot topics, but to completely not even mention them, this speaks of an agenda to me. That speaks of an agenda. Interesting. Interesting perspective. And maybe I don't know the full story. Maybe I don't know it. Right? And that's why it's always important to have these conversations to educate people. Lord, this about the tea and her groupie ways for the female nature nut, aka Velvet. Man eater. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Yes, this is about the tea. I am showing my appreciation for the tea. Although I disagree with how she, let me say this, how she um handles the female version of Nature Boy. And how I like when I talk to her, she says she doesn't hold any malice toward any of the women, any of them. The one that gets talked about the most is Velvet, and I think that's why we think maybe she's a groupie in that interview. But I think what's happening is that the T really cares deeply about these. Not let me say this. There's a level of empathy and sympathy for these women that is deserved. And although we know her to be a manipulator herself, she was also a victim. I think that's the perspective that the T has. And maybe there's a soft spot for the women. And because we only focus on, well, not me, because a lot of people only focus on Velvet because of her antics. She's the only one who goes live in public a lot. I think she's the only one who has had the opportunity to be, kind of protected by the T. Yeah, I agree, man eater. She does coddle her. Absolutely. I agree. Another person that I really enjoy watching, another channel holder, is Sweet Ma. And I think she coddled her too. Jay, if you love Ivy's scream name, check out her channel. You'll love it even more. You'll love it more than her scream name. She talks about codependency, narcissistic personalities, and how to recognize them, how to fight against them, and heal yourself or free yourself of narcissistic individuals. How to recognize narcissistic individuals. Please check out her channel. Please subscribe to her channel, you guys. Ivy Revine. Jay says, I feel like the entire Nature Boy sector kind of teeters on the line of knowledge and nonsense. Yes. And it's not just the Nature Boy sector, it's this conscious community for me. Like, I'll call myself a spiritual person, right? But when I see, you know, when I see people doing things and utilizing things to conjure up spirits or I don't know, it just I don't know, it just seems a little far-fetched, certain things. Like when the Terry or whatever her real name is, when she was selling these candles, when she was selling candles, saying that they were spiritual candles for healing and protection, and then she went back to a cult. Selling what's that thing called that everybody buys? It's like sage. I think it's sage. Sage is supposed to be, I guess, some form of protection. And I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. Hold on, wait, what? Oh yeah, Ivy, put the link. Can you put the link of your channel in for everyone? Uppity thinks that Sweet Ma is another colorist hater. Just how she came at Tasha K. Child and unborn child will not be forgotten by me. See, I don't know these channel holders from different. I know she was beefing with Tasha K, but Tasha K is a narcissist. She's a female nurse. Uppity, she's Man Eater says Uppity, she slept with her mean bestie, cellmate, but gets on here on some trash at times. Are you talking about Sweet Ma? Mean Eater, I'm so lost, y'all. You know what? Type one if I should have a panel. But the panel is only going to be about 20 minutes long. Is it worth it, you guys? I got you, Uppity. Thanks, Ivy. JFX. Only other low vibrational motherfuckers are gonna follow and love Velvet. Exactly. That girl is a hot mess. Okay. Yes, Sasha K can be narc, but her kids are innocent. That's for sure. We gotta stop going at kids due to how we feel about the parents. Wow. That's a good point. Tuesday says Ivy's channel is awesome. All right, nobody has typed anything in the chat whether if I should drop the link and we do a quick little convo. Okay, so since nobody wants to come up, I'm not going to drop the link. They like to make it seem like all women, especially black women, have to have experience dealing with abuse, having men that leave them pregnant, etc. Where did I go? Oh, and I don't like the precedent, excuse me, they try and set. I concur, says Mean Eater. I can clear someone without talking about family. Okay. So uppity. And I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Do I have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to make somebody a mod? Because I don't know how to do it. I tried the last live and I don't know how to do it. Okay, uppity wants to come up. Anybody else want to come up? And you know what? I think I'm gonna maybe for next time, depending on the topic, I'm gonna let everybody come up one at a time so that people can. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. All right. It won't let you drop the link on live stream. Okay. How can I do it? Let me see. Give me 1 second. Uppity. I'm gonna see if I can. If I cannot, if I do it on here, I feel like it's gonna kick me off, y'all. Cause it kicked me off one time. Well, please just go to Ivy Revined on YouTube. If you type in Ivy Revined, Ivy, can you just write the? Let me see. Post comment. It's her name, so it's Ivy Revined, which is her name. If you put that in the search, her channel will come up. All right. All right, you guys. We have about 15 more minutes, and so I'm about to drop the link. You know what? Anybody can come up for this live, and I'm just going to sit in the back and just listen. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh no. Is that a mosquito? Y'all know when uppity comes up, it's about to be great. I don't know why. Yeah, so Uppity's coming up, you guys. Let's hear what she has to say. Um, if you would like to rebuttal whatever it is she says, just wait till she drops down. Cause I don't want no arguing up in here.
Now, why would somebody want to beat me? First, let me ask you: is this music too loud, or is
Yes,
it going
and
to
I
be a
don't want to
problem?
get copyright. What is it?
Exactly,
Copyright.
exactly, exactly. Yeah. So, is that better?
That's much better.
Okay. Now, okay, that's what I was listening to music the whole time. You, because I saw the title and I just wanted to support you, so I was in here. So, anyway, I just want to like be really quick. My problem with the T is not her as a person because I don't know her personally. And like you say, she came to your channel, and I think you were kind of over gracious because when she came to your channel, it was at a time when everybody was coming at her neck about Velvet. So to me, I see that as politics, not so much as her doing you a favor, because somebody would visit your channel because you were over gracious. Because anybody else channel would at least ask her the questions. And I do remember you trying to ask her some of my questions, and then she tried to like circumvent that by stating like, "Oh, I don't think this person likes me," and blah 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 blah. He was like, "Well, this is a fair question," and blah blah blah. So yeah, I think you were like over congratulating her. And what actually drew me to your channel was that at that time I was getting sick of the tea because of the love bombing of Velvet. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you had put up videos, putting up Aya and Malia, and you was putting up them prior to Carbonation. And at this time, I'm like new to the Nation Boy sector, so I didn't know these girls. It was just in my spirit. Velvet never sat right with me, even when she was over there. But these other girls and stuff like that, even though I did and still continue to get somewhat love or whatever, I just never felt Aya was a bad person. I never felt Malia was a bad person. I always thought Velvet was the worst, and I always thought that that was Nature Boy's true love flame, twin flame, because I feel like they two are the same person. And then my problem with the T, like I said, she tries to pretend like she's coming from a psychological point of view. If you're coming from a psychological point of view, you would come from an unbiased point of view. And on my main page is when I first started watching the T. And I asked her on my, not on this page, but my main page, I said, "Yo, is this a, becoming like a Velvet channel?" Because her chat went to bias chat to hating on Malia. It was like they were Velvet personal guard dogs for chat. You know what I'm saying? And under that post that I asked her, Velvet answered herself. And if I wanted clout, I could have posted it or whatever the case may be. And and she was like, "Don't worry, I'm doing good." Like her usual cocky, getting on our
Yeah.
life self,
Hmm.
but don't need, you know. So yeah. So her and the T was under that post, and then based on the answer and the tone of the answers, like the T, what she does is she be nice, nasty. You know what I'm saying? And I could play that same game myself. I just choose not to be because I'm an upfront person because it's healthier. You know what I'm saying? To me, your blood pressure is lower when you're not fake. So if I don't like you, I'm gonna say straight up, I don't fucking like you. If I do like you, or if I am curious, I'm gonna state that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's no in between with me personally. So when she was on your channel, I was trying to give her regards because like you stated, I got a lot of the information from her channel. But like I said, that
Hmm.
was when her channel was neutral. But then her excuse was, "Oh, I'm judging this from a psychological point." You're not judging this from a psychological point. Then her new excuse was, "I'm not gonna cover." She was covering Visa when she thought that was Velvet's new boyfriend. Then when Visa started exposing Velvet and Stevie Wonder could see Visa was a gay man and had no interest in Velvet, Nature Boy had a more chance to get him in the bed than Velvet ever did. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree
she's
with
so
that.
slow. You know what I'm saying? But she's so slow. She was covering Risa when he was pretending to like Velvet, and then now when Visa exposed Velvet before everybody knew Velvet was pregnant, Visa said she was. Visa said she's the hoe. She asked me for abortion money. I wouldn't give it to her because in New York City, that's not the case. But apparently, wherever in New Orleans, you can't get an abortion for free. You got to pay. Her daddy broke. I knew her daddy was broke. And I'm not even bragging. Like, I'm not saying like my daddy. Well, I think my daddy's the best in the world, but that's subjective to me. But Velvet doesn't have the right to say her daddy is good, much less the best, because your daddy, you was out here having sex at 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just from my own personal experience, like I've had guys growing up in the neighborhood I grew up in, like they'll try to talk. Like first of all, when I was a teenager, you couldn't even try to talk to me. You're gonna get beat up immediately. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to say nothing. Somebody else could see it. Tell my daddy or my uncles, you're gonna get beat up. But as a grown woman, you can't, like, none of my dad friends and my uncle friends and my brother friends can talk to me. So Velvet don't have a good daddy. And when Nature Boy came to New Orleans, that was her dad's chance. He got all these donations to go to Puerto Rico. Nature Boy came to New Orleans. What happened? He ain't gonna do nothing. And I believe what Nature Boy stated. Because sometimes Nature Boy be telling the truth. Because what people don't fail to realize is Nature Boy is sensitive, just like most black men. They are very sensitive. All you got to do is not give in to them.
I'm and mean eater up, okay?
Okay, I like a man eater. We was in the comments vibing.
I'm loving that name.
Yes, girl. And she canned up. I love them locks.
Thank you, sis.
And you are looking beautiful tonight.
Thank
So
you.
so I've been talking a while, so you
Welcome,
go ahead and
welcome.
add your point.
Let's hear
I
what you have
came
to say.
I came in on the last little bit of what you were saying, but I pretty much heard the overall point, which is Nature Boy is a nut.
Hmm.
And
For
And the T
sure.
everyone
ain't shit
is,
either. But the T ain't shit either.
she
So I
ain't. You can't
Thank
even
you.
get
so
over there. I'm sorry. Did I cut
Let
you
her
off?
talk. Let her talk.
hold
Okay.
on.
I'm
So
sorry,
I
good channel.
it's okay. So I don't have an issue with the tea. In fact, I really enjoy the tea.
We know
But
you
I
love the
noticed
T.
that a lot of people,
Hmm.
um, even in the comments when I would comment, I know a lot of people, especially when it was during the Velvet situation, there did seem to be a bias
Yeah, exactly.
toward.
You know, when she came to your channel, I feel like you giving her praise, and I was there that day. And basically, she came to your channel for saving grace because I guess she realized that you really like her, and you was going to be a safe place for her. And you do actually advertise that on your channel, and that's what she was that day. You know what I'm saying? You was a safe place for her because if she had it with anywhere else in the Nature Boy sector, she wouldn't have got that treatment. And I
Thank
haven't
you.
seen her come back to your channel since. But that's my opinion. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man, eater.
I got a lot to say. I don't know her personally to be like, oh, she ain't. Can you cuss?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know her
Whatever ask them when
personally
they get on my channel.
because I can cuss like a sailor now, but I can keep it cute.
Listen, I don't know what I don't cuss a lot because I have children. I cuss a lot, but I don't cuss a lot. But you are more than welcome to speak how you speak. That's how this platform goes.
Well, to start off with, she's not shit, and I don't know her personally to say, oh, she's not shit as a person, but she's really, really biased. You can't even get over there and have a different opinion than everybody over there, and then she'll delete your comment or will have something slick to say, and I'm just not the type to bite my tongue. I don't give a damn who you are. If something needs to be said, I'll be the type of chick to say it. And I get on, I watch her here and there because at some times she is informative, but when she gets to doing that coddling and and making it seem like, oh, Velvet's this new reformed
Right.
woman, mother
I have
of
a
the year.
question for
Like,
you.
get the hell out of here with that.
I have a question. Do you think it is only with Velvet?
Yes. Because I've seen videos where she was shitting on the other women.
Thank you.
And
And no matter, man, I'm sorry to cut you off, but real talk, can you name a woman in Carbonation or any other woman that you have seen her show sympathy for? She's a
no,
man slash velvet groupie, and you don't get no
right.
better than that. I'm
She
done.
is. She is. She is. She's very mammy-ish. You know what? I have all boys and a daughter. I don't even mammy or hinder my sons like that. And I wish I would do my daughter, even my little sisters that way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Not gonna do it.
that's an interesting perspective because I agree wholeheartedly because
Since you said
in
a word, when you said I don't even marry my sons like that, because I'm not
Sorry.
trying to raise no
Sorry,
effeminate
y'all
men.
had a call.
right,
That's
You hear me?
attractive.
but that's different. So
Man,
it's
Eda, can
different.
you hear me?
We
Hello?
can
Can
hear
she hear
you.
us?
Okay.
No, I said, man, I was telling man Eda, she said a word when she said, I don't even marry my sons like that. Because ain't nobody trying to raise no effeminate men. They not attractive and they get used.
Right.
Okay, I think, the issue is, how can I put this? I would never encourage a woman to do that to their son, right? But at the same time, we know women are different. Women experience this world differently, and even as girls. So we might hug our girls more than we hug our boys. It might be unintentional. It might be intentional. Um, intentional. Excuse me. But what I'm noticing is, what I'm noticing
No,
is,
you
it
right. You're
almost
right
feels
about
like,
that. I do.
uh oh.
I
I
don't
think we
treat
kind of.
when I said that. I didn't say that to say I treat my sons or my daughters differently. But in a sense, I kind of do. But it's not in a negative way. You because it's true. You do have to be a little different with your boys than with your daughters. But one
Right.
thing's for sure, two things for certain. I'm not making no little soft ass boys around here or no little girly boys.
Right. And so the reason what I'm getting at is, um yes, we don't want to coddle our boys or our men. However, is it different for young girls and women? And then, is it do you think that there a coddle even took place because of what Velvet is going through with her mother? And not to say that anything is wrong with her mother either. I think actually Velvet is a narcissist. I do believe that. I do believe she's manipulative. But
Mm-hmm.
for someone who,
And at the T, I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but Velvet herself doesn't identify as a black woman. And us as black women, we need to, like I was telling you in the last segment, we need to do a better thing of gatekeeping. So since Velvet doesn't consider herself a black woman, and she's not, we don't have to consider her a black woman. So she's not even
She
somebody we got
hates
to
black
fight.
women, if y'all haven't
Exactly. I
noticed.
said, oh my God. If you look up my comments,
I
I
don't think
said
she
this in
hates
every
black women. I think she hates dark
she
skinned women.
does. She says it.
She does.
It.
Boom.
And
She's
she heard
I've
it.
colored.
heard her
And she
I've
don't
heard her
like
disrespect people about being dark skinned. I
no, no,
think
no,
she
no, no,
has
no.
an insecurity about being light skinned. Because if you remember, right?
No, no, no,
Remember
no.
when they were in,
No,
hold on,
remember
uppity.
okay.
Uppity, give me 1 second, and then I promise you I'll let y'all talk because this platform is for you guys to express yourselves.
No, I'm sorry,
But
you
I
do
just
it.
want to make this one point. When Velvet, um when she was in the cult or whatever, she in even out of the cult, she would always make comments about skin complexion. Do you want to know why? Because Nature Boy, whenever he was mad at her, and I think this she had issues even before she went to Carbonation, but they were heightened when she got there because whenever he was mad at her,
Right.
what's the first thing he'd say? It's because you part of the white man. It's because you're light skinned. Whenever he was feeling good about her, he would say, "Oh, I love me some light skin. I love me some light skin." And so, what happens to light skinned women? And I was telling somebody else this. I empathize with light skinned women only because imagine if you were in a space where people told you you were beautiful all the time because of the way you looked. Whatever feature that you had, they said that feature is the feature that makes you beautiful. And then you would start to look at people who don't have that, and you would say, I'm maybe more beautiful than them because I have this thing that they don't have. I'm different than them. And the people, and we start looking at ourselves through the lens of the people who tell us these things about ourselves. And so I think the issue is that the T is trying to be a mother to someone who seriously has issues with themselves and their self-worth.
Velvet doesn't have issues with herself. And if she did have issues with herself, she would resolve it with being a better mother to her now going on 2 children. But what I feel like is you're kind of indoctrinated and the T is way far, but I feel like you're a little bit better at being saved. At the end of the day, it's not hard to
I don't, that's not to get this twisted. I do not like Velvet at all. I
no,
don't
but
know her, but I
the
don't care
excuses,
for her at all.
and I said the same thing all the time. But
Velvet doesn't even like her dark skinned daughter that great.
Exactly. Yes.
but like, it's no excuse about how she was treated a certain way because of her complexion. Because girls that get treated good at her complexion don't go with Nature Boy. They get the criminal crop. Let's talk about the real show. We're gonna take it there. Let's take it all the way there. If she was really so valued for her complexion, she would never have to lower her standards to be with Nature Boy. This girl been
That's because of
smutting
her
since
self-esteem. That girl doesn't have no self-esteem.
Nature Boy
We
didn't know her at 13 years old.
just
She's been
remember,
smutting. No, no,
remember
no.
when
Let's be
Velvet.
honest. No, you say you gonna let's talk, right? Nature.
Right, hold on, but hold on. Remember when Velvet first came to Carbonation? She was a fat, ugly little girl with
No,
a
no, no.
unibrow and a
I don't
mustache.
believe that. She's still ugly to me. She looked just like a man with a mustache. She just was not be able to eat. That's what I was just saying to you. That's what I'm saying. We gotta stop saying complexion equal beauty, because Velvet is the same
Right.
girl, whether she's slim or big. Her jawline so strong. When she waxed that mustache, she still looked like a little boy, and she's still not the criminal crop. That's why she had to go to Nature Boy. Most women got enough sense to go where they are celebrated. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? And Nature Boy is a colorist.
That's
What
right.
only thing Velvet found in Nature Boy is a man that's gonna put her on a pedestal regardless of her flaws. Just like white women. If she was a Nature Boy, just like most black men, they can get a white woman that the same black men that tell you gotta be fit will take a 300-pound white woman because it's the complexion for them. It has nothing to do with nothing else. And Velvet knows that. And she brags about it on a constant basis. And she realizes a lot
Right.
of black women, regardless of the fact that she got green stuff got coming out her coochie, regardless of the fact that she beats on her daughter and goes in and out with men. If Velvet did the same
Facts.
thing and been
Say
two
that
shades
shit,
darker,
sis.
ACS would be on her ass to this day. I don't give a fuck where Ellie was born. Wherever she go,
Facts.
ACS will follow.
You
You know what I'm saying? And it's a
you
lot of
said
self hate
ACS.
going on in this
What's
community.
ACS?
CPS,
When they go get your
DSS.
CPS,
Oh,
ACS, whatever
okay.
you call it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? They will be taking your kids from you. You know what I'm saying? You can't even drink on camera and be a dark skinned woman. And it would be, and it's a, and the majority of the women supporting Velvet are dark skinned. So the T has a lot of self hate going on with her, which why I initially stated that she should not never come out and say that she's coming from a psychiatrist's point of view, because I already reported her to the board psychiatry, and I want them to look up her license. So you go ahead and talk, Naomi.
Boy, oh boy. Okay. How about this, you guys? Do y'all want to have a live on colorism? Would you be interested in a live on colorism?
I absolutely would. Even though I'm gonna be honest, I'm a brown skinned woman. I haven't really experienced that much, colorism because I'm
Here,
not yellow and I'm
here,
not dark. But I have a
here.
dark skinned daughter that I go hard for, and I will push a little kid over and they mammy
Oh
if
no, not
they're
here.
teaching their kids to be little colorists.
Right.
Mm. Okay, we can do it. I see
Same
chats. I
here.
So
see
yeah,
thumbs
I
up.
would
I
love
see
to if you don't
yeses.
Because
mind because that's something
I'm a
I
big.
feel very passionate about because my daughter is only 8 and even before 8, I was teaching her to love her skin, love her shade of
Right,
black,
mama.
love
Right.
her nappy hair, all of that shit because I don't want her to
Mm-hmm.
go out in the world and somebody's little nappy headed son try to tell her otherwise.
See, my hair is the same type texture as velvet. And you know, most black women, they will give my daughter's father credit for their hair texture instead of me. They assume I have a perm and they got their texture from like my daughters, they got two different fathers, but my daughter, my older daughter father is Haitian. My youngest daughter father is Jamaican. His hair is curly like mine, but the the Haitian person, he can't even grow hair. When I met him, he was trying to put in like man weave. I was like, oh no, we got to break up for that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's gay. And he heard me took it out. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't know, he's not from this country. He just seen everybody wearing braids. He wanted braids, but he couldn't grow his hair. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't got it, you don't got it. Cut it. Wait, because he's a nice looking man. I was like, rock your little low shade and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? But like I told you, black women come in all different hues. Our hair come in all different textures. If only you take care of your hair, you will imagine the length it grows. Some people got to do dry. Some people can just do twists. Like most men hair grow in the black community. If you notice, a lot of black men hair grow expeditiously because they don't do nothing to their hair. We do too
Yeah, they're
much for
not
the
putting
hair.
all those chemicals in it.
Right.
Facts.
I haven't had chemical. I
Black
haven't had a
women
perm in
grow
my
hair.
hair since 2012.
My hair is down my back. My daughter's hair is down their back. That's
Yeah,
it.
we stay nappy and happy over here.
Facts. Yeah, you call it what you want to, curly, but everybody's trying to resemble our hair texture. Look
Right.
at your locks. You know how much people paying in the salon to get your locks?
Well,
Right.
it is.
And they grew out your
I had
head, girl.
uppity, and I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Man
And I
eater.
liked it too.
Man eater.
Yeah,
That's right,
yeah.
man
I
eater.
love that name.
So, oh goodness, y'all. So this is what I'm gonna do because I do have to go. And but I'm so glad y'all came up, and I'm not gonna delete this live this time because I did not mix two topics. We are still on topic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another live.
Okay.
Probably this weekend,
That'd be cool. At
and
night
we're going
again
to
for my
really talk
baby
about this.
sleep. At night again.
What you
Nighttime is the
say?
best for me. I said night is the best for me.
Huh?
I said at night is the best for me. I don't know what time is the best for
Yes.
Nate.
Oh, that's
The,
cool.
yeah, the
That's
night works with
cool.
me too. Yep. So, so hopefully I can see you guys probably tomorrow night. What's tomorrow? Sunday. Tomorrow night. I hope I can, you guys stop by and we can really dive into this. I'm gonna bring some facts. I need you guys to bring facts because
Facts.
that's
Well,
just how
first,
I
let's get
am.
the outline of the topic, though. You can't just say bring facts. That's a
I
broad
mean, bring
topic.
facts, bring information,
But it's a
teach
broad
people.
topic. Are we discussing colorism in terms of what, though? How it affects us? How? Because colorism affects us on so many levels.
So whatever you want to present, just bring facts. Bring, I don't know, whatever you identify as facts. It could be your own
Okay.
experience. That's fine. But if you're gonna make blanketed statements, make sure you are supported in some way. That's just how
Okay,
I
but the
roll.
only statement we was making today was the T is obviously biased. She's not a
Yes.
psych major, and she's a groupie, and she's a mammy. That's not a blanketed statement. That's what comes up
No.
every single
So
time.
so what we're talking about tonight is our opinions, and we don't need any facts for that. These are just our opinions, right?
Right. Yes.
But when we get into real serious topics like colorism, we want to educate anybody who is listening. Uh, and that's just how it is.
I love that point of view. I like that. You're right.
That's cool. I can
Okay.
educate while having
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, we can educate and have fun. See, we don't need to talk about these jungle bunnies. We good. I really like. I'm meeting so many cool women. I didn't think they was in the nature boy sector. So you bringing that out, and I really appreciate you. Let me give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank
And,
you.
and I'm subscribed to you, and I'm gonna be checking you out as well.
Yes.
Okay. And man, either if you got a channel, I don't have a problem looking out for you too.
That's right. If you're
thank
anybody,
you.
you have a channel of your own and you want to advertise it, just let me know. Drop me the link or something so that I can put it up here
Right.
when I'm posting a live. All right, you guys. Thank
Okay.
you so much for coming up.
Good night.
Good night. Let's see. How do I do this? Okay. All right. I want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Main Eater and Uppity for coming up. I look forward to even the people who are in the chat doing a little bit of homework for our colorist live. I when you don't understand how good it feels to know to do research and to know exactly what you're talking about to support your experience. Um, so yeah, Ivy, thank you so much for participating in the comment section and giving your thoughts and sharing yourself and laughing. That's what the purpose of this is for, is to enjoy ourselves, to have a safe space to say how we feel. Even though we may not agree, we that is okay. We're not here to agree on anything. We're here to express ourselves. And I appreciate everyone for being able to do that. Tuesday, thank you for coming in. Black Gold, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else? Who else? Who else? Am I missing anybody? Emil, thank you for stopping by. Uh, JB, thank you for stopping by. Um, let's see, making sure I'm not forgetting anyone. All right. And if you are just hanging out in the chat, just listening, I appreciate your view, the fact that you're in here and you're listening. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit more confident to speak. For anybody who watches in the future, who replays it, do not take anything personal. You have to let things go. Just watch it, listen, share your opinion in the comment section, hit the like button simply because you're watching me and simply because you're hearing what we have to say. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Peace.